Today, we're talking about nervous system regulation and why most moms are doing it completely wrong. You've been told to meditate, to journal, to take a deep breath when you are feeling overstimulated. But let me be really honest with you. For a lot of moms, that's like putting a band-aid onto a broken leg. If you've tried all the self-care tips and you're still feeling irritable and one meltdown away from just losing your absolute mind, you're not failing. You're just starting in the wrong place. Because real calm doesn't begin in your mind. It actually begins in your body. Today, I'm going to show you why and exactly how to finally signal safety to your nervous system. And by the way, my name's Jenna Wall. I've spent 20 years helping women regulate their nervous systems, release trauma stored in their fascia, and rebuild internal safety. All right, let's dive in. Let's start with what your day probably looks like. You wake up, and before your feet hit the floor, your brain is already sprinting. The mental load hits you immediately. Then the chaos starts. Kids need breakfast, someone can't find their shoes, the baby's crying. You try that deep breath the podcasts talk about, but it's going to get stuck in your chest. Then fast forward to 5 p.m., dinner, bath, bedtime, chaos. Your whole body feels tight and overstimulated. If one more person asks you for a snack, you might actually blow up. And then you snap, you yell, and there's instant guilt and shame. So you hide in the bathroom, scroll, numb out, and it still doesn't help. Later, you might journal, but it feels like another chore. Maybe you try to meditate, but your thoughts are just spinning. Your body is wound tight and you cannot settle. You lie awake thinking, what is wrong with me? So here's what's happening. Your body is carrying an invisible weight. Stressors are piling up faster than you can process them, and your system is marinating in a low-grade stress soup. No amount of positive thinking is going to override this. I also want to be very clear that this is not your fault. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are not a bad mom. Your body is having a normal biological response to a completely overwhelming environment. And the reason why meditation and journaling aren't working is they are a top-down approach. They start with you needing to think, which you already overthink. When you're chronically stressed, your body's alarm system is blaring, and your sympathetic nervous system is going to hijack everything. This is your fight or flight. And your logical thinking center, the prefrontal cortex, is going to be kicked offline. And now you're going to be operating from your survival instincts, which is your limbic system. You can't mindset your way out of fight or flight. Your body isn't unsafe because you think something bad. Your thoughts feel unsafe because your body feels unsafe. And this is where most moms get it wrong. They try to think their way out of the problem stored in their body. So how do we fix it? We have to speak the body's language. This is called a bottom-up approach. Instead of telling your body that it's safe, you're going to show it, right? We love show and tell here. And I've got 3 science-backed tools that you can use right now. Tool number 1, the physiological sigh. This is your body's built-in emergency brake. It works fast, it's natural, and it's backed by Stanford research. So do it with me. Inhale through the nose, then take one tiny extra sip of air at the top. Now exhale slowly through your mouth. That's 1. Again, inhale. Small sip. Long exhale. Oh, that feels so good. Do you feel that instant downshift? 3 sighs can interrupt the stress cycle. So use it anytime. Maybe when you're doing the dishes, when you're in traffic, you're hiding in the pantry, wherever. This is such a great tool. Tool number 2 is 5 senses grounding. When you're in fight or flight, your vision is going to narrow. Remember, I said your prefrontal cortex is turned offline and your body literally feels like it's in a threat. You're being chased. 5 senses grounding is going to tell your brain and your body, look around you, you're safe. So try it with me. Find 5 things that you can see. Now, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. A bonus tool is drinking a really calming tea. And tool number 3, physical release. Stress hormones are designed for movement, but in motherhood, they get trapped. I recommend fascial maneuvers to help counter-rotate and unravel all of the stress and tension and even the trapped emotions that you've had inside of your body. But for a quick fix, something that you can do is just shaking your hands and letting it travel up your arms, bounce your knees, shake like a wet dog for 10 seconds, whatever is going to help you get into movement. Put on one of your favorite songs and dance. You can also place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and just gently rock side to side, maybe forward and backward. This is the same motion we use to soothe our babies. Your nervous system is going to respond the same exact way. And I get it. For years, you've been told nervous system regulation is going to be a mind game, that you need to go to therapy, that you need to think better and stay positive. But for overwhelmed moms, that advice just creates shame when it's not working. And the truth is simple. Your body holds the key. You don't need another thing on your to-do list. You just need to remember that in any given moment, you have the power to reconnect with your body. You can use your breath, your senses, and gentle movement to guide your nervous system out of survival mode and back to a place of safety and connection. This is how you build resilience, not just for you, but for your entire family, because a regulated mom is the greatest gift you can give your children. You're not failing. You've simply been using the wrong tools for the job, but now you've got new ones. If this video was helpful, please subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I highly recommend you watch my next video on why you keep snapping at your kids, where we'll build on these practices to help you feel more grounded from the moment you wake up.